Welcome to the bar. This is a virtual bar. It's not a real bar, but it's a bar away. This is my personal bar that I made for you. For all of you who are True Force Loneliness, MGTOW, XYZ, or you're just bored and lonely. You're just bored out of your fucking mind. So we got, dartboards. We got some beer. It's plastic beer, but it's sponsored by Coors. Not really. We also got we got a game. This is the, Vikings and Saints. That's coming up tomorrow. It's going to be a great game. Look at that. Hope I don't get in trouble with NFL with that. But anyway. So, we have that going on. So we got darts. Trying to turn off stuff. Anyway, so it's been a tough New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Just thinking about what expectations are of me and what to do next. It's been an angry one. I've been trying to figure out what I need to be doing besides the volunteering I'm doing now. I was recently looking at my writing. I did some writing, let's see, when did I do this? Early last year. And it's science fiction and ghetto, like Mexican, kind of born in East LA kind of writing. But it's based on my life in East LA and Boyle Heights. And characterizations, robots, Isaac Asimov type of things, Twilight Zone, but more importantly, like cautionary tales. And it got me back into a happier spirit. I've been thinking about what to do if my life falls apart. Who do I turn to? What can I do? Where can I go? How can I help myself? So it really is like, there's no real friend. There's nobody. I can't count on my family. I have no friends. It's really hard for me to cope. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to define, this may trigger some people and it may not trigger people, but what is true force loneliness? And I'm going to redefine it. I know people will hate that because it's like, we have an Urban Dictionary. It's about men being unattractive and rejected by women. That's still true. But in order to qualify for true force loneliness, you have to be alone most of your life. You have to have an irregular relationship with people. That means you don't see friends, you don't see family on a regular basis. You don't see anybody on a regular basis. If you have somebody you see all the time, you're not truly alone. You will always have somebody. Single dads. If you have regular visitations with kids or you are in custody with kids, I will say it's forced loneliness, but not true forced. Because there is a forced loneliness in that you're not around peers. Your kids are your whole world. And hopefully you're not beating the crap out of them. It's not their fault. Your life is the way it is. They didn't choose to be in that world. All you can do now is, I'll do a separate video about this, but your world now is them, your daughters, your sons. So it is a forced loneliness, but one that if you spend time with your kids, if you show them, you teach them, you help them, you're not truly alone. And for me, it's like, I don't have kids. I don't see family. I don't talk to them. I don't have friends. Everybody is online. Everybody is on, either on texting or on social media. I don't have Skype. Maybe if I do have Skype, it might be a less lonelier place. But true force loneliness is any man, it could be any woman, but for now we'll define it as any man who has an irregular relationship with the people around him in person. I don't talk about texting. I don't care about social media. That doesn't count. You need to physically be in contact with the people that are in your life. That means you see them for coffee, you go with them to the movies, you take them to TGI Fridays, you go karaoke, not karaoke, karaoke. That's the Japanese pronounce. You do karaoke bar with them, you go out to the beach with them, you go out to the mountains with them, go skiing. If you have a regular relationship with people you are in physical contact with, that is not true force loneliness. It has to be people who do not see people all the time or on a regular schedule. That is the opposite. So that is true force loneliness. It goes beyond just about women. It's about people that you want to see. How many people have been in high school And now the high school friends have moved on, you've moved on, the college friends have moved on, you moved on, maybe even one or two coworkers, even though we know it's a golden rule, your coworker is not your friend. So this is my definition. If you like it, if you still want to stay subscribed to me, that's fine. If you don't, fuck off, whatever. I don't care. But this is what true forced loneliness is. And it caters to certain people. Now, people in this category may be homeless, crazy people. But I know some homeless people that aren't exactly lunatics. Some of them are very well spoken. They're very well read. But it's that their lives are so fucked. They've been abused their whole lives. I had some problems at a Target I went to. I just, dealing with having to argue with people, having to get into fights with people. I felt bummed out. I felt like the system doesn't care. And then, when I go home, I just deal with stalkers. Not stalkers in the traditional sense that they follow me, but that they're watching me from their cars as they're turning, or they're watching me from their vehicles. Like, how about you mind your own fucking business and do your own thing? And I deal with this in the Mexican ghettos. I don't deal with this in Alhambra or Burbank or Hollywood or Pasadena or any well-to-do place, Simi Valley, Argura Hills. White people or well-to-do people, they don't really follow you in their cars, so to speak. They have their own thing. People in the ghetto they're stupid as fuck. They have literally no fucking lives, and they just waste their time following you. That's not the way to cure true forced loneliness with stupid fucks that want to, like, rape you in the ass. Just go in, beat the living shit out of them, That's how you do it. Now, I have some issues concerning a girl that I recently met. This is an issue that we are sticking to some female topics here. I guess the thing is that I met her recently at my work. I'm still not working for pay, it's volunteer. But right now, it's like, I get the feeling she likes me, but I don't know in what context or what way. I asked her if I could call her, because it's like, I would rather not text all the time. I would rather call her. And the issue was that, like, she said, okay, call, but not at night, only in the morning or afternoon. I said, okay. I call her around 2:30 to 3 o'clock. And then she calls me back. She's like, oh, I thought I'd call you. And she's like, why? Like, hostile. I'm like, hostile much? So I was like, you want me to call you back? So we just texted instead. And we, emailed, like, through Yahoo Mail and stuff. The problem with most females, and maybe she's fucking with me, maybe she does like me, maybe she doesn't. I haven't figured all that out. But it seems like women just want to keep their distance from you. Like, even if they're quote unquote easy, they're fucking difficult because they want to stay on the tablets and mobile devices and the computer. They don't want to be with you. They don't want to be near you. It's like, I like you, but let's keep it at a distance, like a ways away. Like, what's the point then? Why are we just doing this? I'll just write you a letter. I like, that's the thing we miss. How many of you, raise your hands, miss talking to girls on the phone? I know we don't get to see them often, but if we're true forced loneliness, how many of us don't get to talk to girls on the phone anymore? And that's the problem. Now, I understand, what she said, basically make an appointment before I call, which is kind of stupid. Like, why? Like, if you gave me permission to call you at a certain time, that sort of opened the door for me to talk to you at that time. So what's the point? So it's a lot of things, and it gets me irritated. And at the end, I'm like, well, so I decided to not really talk to her so much, kind of keep her at a distance. We're working together anyway, so I don't want any problems. So, you don't really date your coworkers unless you really, really, really could afford that. And it's better for you in the Me Too era, of post-Me Too era, to not really make any moves with her. She makes the moves. You either respond or you don't. Watch those hands. Watch for those rings. Watch out for any game playing. But women just want to keep on the tablets and phones and stuff, and they don't really want to take you seriously, and that's fucked up. But what can you do? So for now, I'm just keeping her at arm's length. I'm being difficult with her because I said she's being difficult with me. You get really one chance to be around me when I'm at my happiest, because I thought she really. See, the thing was, I got her a card for New Year's, and she gave me the exact same card. So we went to the same store and bought the same card, essentially. But she gave me chocolate where I just gave her the card. So I thought that I took that as an invitation to give her my number and my email. And it has led up to this moment where we're just texting. So I only texted her a couple of times and I just kind of moved on. I have such an apathetic, emotionless relationship towards women now that I expect all women to treat me badly. Even the like one or two who have like blocked me on Twitter. Here's a weird McDonald's story. So this is not a girl that I was in love with or I dated, but it was a one I worked for. She was a store manager at a McDonald's I used to work in 2006. I only worked there for 3 months, and then the customers were abusive. They started harassing and threatening me. I hated it. I wanted out. So this girl frowned on me. One time I threw out hamburger buns that were green and moldy. And my coworkers had the nerve to give me rotten, hamburgers and wrap them up and then give them to me to give to the customers. Like this guy was like, "Oh, hey buddy, how's it going, man? How's it going? Hey man, what the fuck is this, man?" Like he changed his tone. Like he was all Mr. Talkative, and then he changed his tone. "What the fuck is this? What's this rotten burger, man? What the fuck, man? What the fuck is this shit?" And it wasn't even my fault. Like it was like the burger was like I told him that we would replace it. So I took the plastic sheet of hamburger buns and just threw them away because like they were moldy and rotten. I said, "Who would give us moldy hamburgers? That's just ridiculous." So. There's nothing, I mean, it's all plastic burgers, isn't it? Recycled plastic into hamburger meat, isn't it? Are we just eating plastic? Anyway. So this is an old McDonald's Happy Meal this is much better than the recent toys that have come out. There's a Happy Meal toy in there. But this girl, we'll call her Lauren. It's not her real name, but Lauren kind of gave me this frown like I was being stupid without, asking permission. And you got to think about it. Who wants to serve moldy fucking bread or green meat to the customers? I would throw it out. I mean, health inspector, regulations would demand it. But she had a problem with me doing that. One time she wore a sexy outfit. It was like a small, thin halter top and tight jeans, and she was cleaning the counters and stuff in front of me. I told somebody about this, and then that person must have told her, so I had my Monday shift deleted for some idiotic reason, right? She was in her 20s. Now, you think about even the white dudes who are watching this right now. You think of Mexican workers, and you think people who don't speak much English, who just came over the border, who got 10 kids to feed and stuff. So it's either sell oranges or work at McDonald's. Okay. Lauren is the kind of girl who would be a second generation. She was going to junior college and then 4-year college. This is a girl who was trying to prove something to everyone by being this person who could do anything, right? The second generation of Mexicans, we're going to go to college, we're going to be actors, we're going to be musicians, we're going to be singers, we're going to be writers, we're going to be artists, we're going to be something, right? We could be a contender. And I see her 7 years later in 2013, and she was helping this man who was Jewish. This guy who was Jewish, old man, okay? Old Jewish man, had a problem with McDonald's, and he thought he was being served improperly. And what ended up happening was that she sat down near me. Now, I saw her coming. I recognized her when she was walking around near the kitchen, and then she sat down near me. I covered my face, like, just have my palm to the left side of my cheek as I'm talking, as I'm on my computer, I'm on my laptop using the Wi-Fi. This was in 2013, and she's talking to the Jewish old man. "Here's a form, sir. Now, fill out this form properly, put your name, your social security, or I don't know if it's social security, but I think it's name, date of birth, let's see. Social security was optional. Email address, any personal information that's required, phone number, all that stuff, and we'll get you your phone." So this man threatened to sue McDonald's for being mistreated or being accused or accusing them of racism or prejudice for bad customer service, and in return, he would get a phone. He would get a smartphone. Please don't sue us, from McDonald's. That is so sad. And I bring this up because I saw her a week before Christmas, 2019, and I told somebody about that. I told a friend about that, and it's just amazing. This girl looked down on me and like put herself above me because she was the store manager and I was just a worker there. But you got to think, 13 fucking years later, and you're still doing the same job. She spread her thighs too wide and she has kids. There is no way anybody who is second generation, who was a young lady, 13 years later doing the same goddamn job. Why would you work at McDonald's 13 years later unless you have children? That is the one and only way you would still be working at McDonald's. Gotta loving it. This is our last call segment. This has nothing much to do with True Force Loneliness, but we've come upon the year 2020. Now, anybody who's played the second Turtle arcade game, Turtles in Time, will recall that in the future, they try to fight Shredder, and Shredder sends them through time. Now, whether you play the the Super Nintendo one where they are in the Technodrome and they get sent through time, Shredder, or in the sewer, Shredder sends them through time. They go to the prehistoric era, then the sort of the Mayflower, sort of the great ships, John Smith era, Pocahontas era. Then they go through the turn of the century with the trains and sort of the great robbery, the great train robbery. And they finally go to 2020. When I was a kid, I remember seeing this, like, are we really going to have this damn future? Is this really going to happen? I just didn't even think about it. And now we're in 2020. And there's no future highways. There's no highways hanging above the city. There's no future city. There's no weird spotlights. There's no hoverboards, at least not the ones that don't have wheels on it. There's no portable helicopters. There's no pizza capsules and robot flying Mausers. Where is all this stuff at? Where the fuck is it? So I have no idea. It's ridiculous, isn't it? So how would you build a city like that? I mean, it could still happen. Some of you may say, oh, it could still happen this year. But I think in order for that to happen, you would have to build a city. You would have to get a population from another city. So maybe you grab all of New York, okay? Put them to work with no pay. Build some buildings that don't really function. They're like kickback buildings. They're not going to really be sanctioned by the state or the government to be like safe to inhabit. So they're just buildings that just sit there. So that's a waste of taxpayer money. And then also you have to get the big spotlights, and you can put those anywhere. Then you would have to build drone propeller powered like tubes so that you could have these hovercrafts that go through these tubes all above the city. And then you can make some helicopters. I think I've seen some portable helicopters or portable jetpacks. If you don't have helicopters, these have fucking jetpacks, and everybody could float around the city. Fuck the FAA's demands of how low or high the tunnel should be, and just like do whatever, because you're never going to really see that future city, are you? We're still stuck with cars and traffic and planes, and we still don't have that futuristic freeway that we're supposed to have. Elon Musk was supposed to give us that futuristic freeway in Los Angeles, and he didn't. So we didn't get shit. We didn't get anything. He was so busy, so ready to give it to us, and then he couldn't do it. It was unsafe. Then we still have the, the Cybertruck. That's not coming out because the windows are defective. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but I really would like to have seen that future city. As it is, 2100 AD, I think we're going to get a tiny village version of what we saw in the arcade game, which was like, instead of cities on Mars, we're going to get just one with those sort of portable toilet-shaped houses, and like 8 of them. Because I think I've seen the blueprints for those. It's just ridiculous. So that's all I can say about that. And with that, The bar is now closed.